Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to go over Google Analytics tutorial for beginners. Google Analytics is a great tool to figure out what's happening on your website, on your e-commerce store, and it's pretty easy to install. And in this video we are going to go over the beginners tutorial to go over what audience is, what behavior is, how to look at the Google Analytics tool, and what you can learn from it. So we are going to use, for this demo purposes, we're actually going to use a demo account that Google gives you. So Google has this store called the Google Merchandise Store, and Google gives you free access to the data for this store. So I basically go on Google and I'm going to search for Google Analytics demo account. So you will actually have your own personal account once your stuff is set up. So as I scroll down, so here it says access demo account. So Google gives you access to all the analytics data for this store. So if you have your own account, let's say on your e-commerce store or Shopify store, you will log in and this is basically the page you will land on. I'm going to move myself down a little bit. There we go. So this is the page you will land on, and which gives you, so as you can see, this is the audience insight and this is the overview section. So this is the main section that you land on. And let's take a look at what's happening over here. So if you come on this right corner, this gives you data. So this data that is shown in the graph, this is valid from December 28th to January 3rd, 2018. And you can click on this button and you can set up to whatever time frame you want to. And it also gives you a custom date range. So you can just view data for today, yesterday, last month, 7 days and 30 days. Or if you want to have custom data for a particular date, so you can literally click here and you can select starting date, and then this is the ending date, whichever you want. Another thing you can also do is if you have this data and let's say you want to compare last 30 days data or to the previous ones, so you will come to in the beginning, so let's say this is from, and today is January 3rd, so let's say you want to start from, this is January 3rd, so this is where we're ending, and we're starting it from December 3rd, so this is last 30 days, and you can compare this to the previous period of 30 days, and all you got to do is click here and then it says previous period. It automatically defaults to whatever selection you have here. It will pick the same amount of time frame, but you can change yourself here as well. So when I click apply, you will actually see 2 rows of data. So as you can see, this blue data is from December 3rd to January 3rd, and this orange/amber color is from November 1st to December 2nd. So you're comparing how your traffic was previous month and also the month before that. But we're going to keep things simple at this point, but I just wanted to show you that this is something you guys can do. So as you land on this page, this gives you the overall, so as you can see, this is the user selection. And this gives you how many users have visited in this time frame. So from December 3rd to January 3rd, you have 83,000 users that have visited. And as you hover your mouse over, you can actually see which particular day how many users were. So something happened here on December 12th, you have a huge spike in users and then kind of went down. And this gives you how many new users were there. So if you want to know what is the definition of these things, you just hover your mouse over this and it will give you a pop-up. So new users is the number of first-time users during the selected date range. Users is users who have initiated at least one session during the date range. And a session is, let's look at how they define session. This is the total number of sessions within the date range, and a session is a period of time when a user actively engaged with your website. So as you can see, for a 30-day period, you have 108 sessions, and this gives you pages per session. So how many pages users visited per session. This gives you total number of page views. These are all the page views combined for your site. This gives you number of sessions per user, which is how many sessions each user performed when they were on your website. This is the average session duration. So each user who came to the site for each session, they performed about 2 minutes and 5 seconds, which is pretty good. And you can see the bounce rate is 51%. So bounce rate is basically when percentage of people who came to that one page and then they did not explore your site and then they went back. So here they show you about 50% bounce rate. So this bounce rate varies on which your industry is, but on ballpark you want to have the lower the bounce rate, the better it is. So you find depending on which industry you're in, sometimes it's good to have 30% bounce rate, sometimes 50% bounce rate is okay too. Like for example, if you have a blog and users land on your website on your blog post and your blog post does such an amazing job at answering the question what exactly users were looking for, then they bounce back to Google. At that point, even if you have a little bit higher bounce rate, it's not that bad of a deal. But if you have like an e-commerce store and people are coming up to your site through your advertisement, like a Facebook ad or Google ad, and within 2 to 3 seconds they bounce right back, and then they go to the result that was next in organic search or another ad on Google, then having a high bounce rate is actually not a good thing. So once you scroll down, this gives you demographic data. So that gives you country, city, this is English and US language. So if you don't understand what this is, don't worry about it. So you can click on country, and now it gives you which countries have most number of users visiting from. So you can see for this time range, like always remember, like this is the time range we're looking this data for. So when you change the time range, all of this data will change. The most people were coming from the United States, then India, UK, and so on and so forth. And you can even click here and go down to the city level. And as you can see, the Mountain View, New York, San Francisco, these are the most places where people were coming from. You can hit on browser and it tells you the browser data. You can click on operating system. It tells you most people who visited this page were using Windows, then Android, then Mac, then iOS, and so on and so forth. So this gives you a pretty good snapshot of what your users is and where they're coming from. And you can also add like multiple segments here to do, but we will cover that in the advanced section. So as you scroll down, there are other things you can click on. So actually one thing I want to show you here is real time. So when you click on real time, this tells you what is happening on your site at this particular moment. So right now, there are about 13 people who are on this website doing some sort of activity. And this gives you the number of page views per minute. So around like 11 minutes ago, and this, as you can see, it says -11, -16. And this is where we currently are at this point. So it tells you that 6 minutes ago, there were 8 page views. 11 minutes ago, there were 10 page views and so on. So this is like page views by the minute, and this is page view data by the second. It also gives you, which are the sites that are referring people. Traffic is coming from YouTube, and this tells you which are the pages that are most active at this moment. So you can say Google redesign, so as you can see, this was the most active page literally a second ago. And now, since it's only calculating the people who are on the site right now, this data will change. So this is really good information if you want to see what's happening like at the current moment. So going back to audience, you can click on demographics and you can see the age of the people, of the users visiting your site. One thing you need to remember is for this data to appear here, you have to go to the admin panel and enable data gathering. Since this is like a demo account from Google, I can't really go to the admin panel myself and change things. But when you have your own personal Google Analytics account on your own site, you will be able to go to the admin panel, and it's just one click and you will be able to enable it. So this gives you, the user's age. So most of the people visiting are from 25 to 34, 18 to 24, and so on. This gives you information about the gender. Here we go, scroll down. Majority of people visiting the site, 65% are male, 34% are female. And they have a bunch of different data. You have geo data, you have what kind of technology are they using, and this is more drilled down data of what we saw in the overview. So now let's look at the acquisition tab. So this tells you, we're going to look at the overview, and this acquisition tells you what are the top channels that are driving traffic to your website. So when you click on overview, it lands you on this page. And you can see it gives you top channels, which is organic search results, which is 38% people are searching on Google or any type of search engine, could be Bing, could be Yahoo, and they're coming here. Then you have direct, referral, social, display, paid, and affiliates. And you can scroll down and it gives you more detailed data on where this thing is coming from. So as you can see from organic search, acquisition, these are the number of users they came through, these were the new users, and they performed these many sessions. This gives you the behavior data, how many people bounced, pages per session, and this also gives you conversions, what you have set up. So this is really good data. So if you're running different advertising campaigns, you can actually come and see which one is converting, which one is not. So let's say if you click on social, it will drill down to give you even more data. So keep in mind, we're still looking at the last 30-day data. And as you scroll down, it gives you which social network has been driving traffic within the last 30 days. And you can see YouTube is the number one, then you have Reddit, you have Google Groups, Facebook, Quora, and so forth. And this is a really great way to find where the traffic is coming from. And you can also go back to your overview, and let's say if you want to see for organic search where this traffic is coming from, you come down and people are coming through this link, they're coming through these different links, and so on and so forth. Source and medium is actually pretty good information. So this tells you which source the came from. So like the source is Google, YouTube, and organic is the medium. So if, for example, if you're running referral site, if you're running like email campaigns, so this is where that information would be. And this is AdWords data. So this will be, once you have your AdWords set up, and you can actually link your AdWords account to Google Analytics, and you can explore your AdWords data over here as well. I don't know if this one has here, but let's take a look. Yeah, so Google Analytics store. So Google does have, they're running AdWords on their own store, so which is pretty good. So last one is when you click on behavior, and this behavior tells you when people are coming to your site, which pages are they visiting, or how are they behaving. So as you can see, the most viewed page is the home page, and this is the second viewed page, and so on. And this gives you like an overall data, like page views were 407, unique page views, average time per page, bounce rate, and percentage of exit rate. You can look at the behavior flow. So this is actually really good information. So behavior flow tells you, and you can set it up yourself too, that how many people landed on homepage, from homepage, where actually did they go. So as you can see, this is the landing page. So they landed on homepage, or some people landed on this particular page, depending on, so if you are, so this is like a point of entry per se. So they clicked here, then they went on this particular page. And after this, if there's this red line, it tells you how many people dropped off. So as you can see, 92% of the total traffic dropped off, and whatever is left off went back to Google's group and went to YouTube and so forth. So you can set it up on your own site and actually see where all this action is happening. And if you can see people are coming from homepage and landing to either your blog page or your merchandise page, and are they bouncing off? So if a lot of people are bouncing off from a particular page, maybe it's time to go revisit that page and see what's happening. Like maybe the information is not clear, or maybe the page load time is really slow, things like that. So this helps you find out what are your places where stuff is not happening, so you can go fix it. This gives you like a site content, site speed, site speed is actually really critical, especially now since people just don't have patience anymore. So if it takes 7-8 seconds for your page to load, people will just bounce off. So this gives you like an average page load time, which is 4 seconds, which is still pretty high. I would say between 3 to 4 seconds is actually pretty good. And this also gives you different information. One thing I wanted to show you guys is this customization. So customization tells you, you have all this data that is broken down if you want to go much more detail. But this gives you a dashboard. So dashboard gives you like a glimpse of what is happening on your site. And you can set up different type of dashboards. This is like a social media dashboard. So this will gather data that is only related to social stuff. If you just want a dashboard that tells you which device are people using the most, you can do that. If you just want a dashboard about SEO performance, you can do that. So either you can set up on your own, or you click on create, and you have two ways of doing it. So you can start with a blank canvas, or you can do like a starter dashboard, which gives you a quick overview. But what I want to show you guys is the gallery. So Google provides you a gallery of pre-existing dashboards that you can literally import with one click. So as you can see, they already have created a dashboard for acquisition, branding, campaign, conversions. So let's say if you want to find out are you driving traffic to your social, so you will click on social. And now these are the dashboards that already exist for your social. So like this is for Facebook. So if you just want a dashboard to see like what am I driving traffic from Facebook, this dashboard has been pre-existed by Google. So you click on import, and Google will set up this dashboard for you automatically. Master view. Ignore the error message because this is like a demo account, so that's why sometimes it shows me error, but your personal account, you should be okay. So as you can see, that this imported a dashboard called Facebook. Now this gives me all the data that is related to Facebook for my site. It gives me conversion rate per revenue, visits, campaign visits, and so on and so forth. So you can pick whichever dashboards you want to create, and you can keep having. So if you are a marketing manager running AdWords, you can actually create a dashboard for that. If you are a social media manager and you want to see where traffic is coming from social, so you can click on social and you can import this social media dashboard that just gives you a total glimpse of what is happening and what type of traffic is coming from socially on your site. So this can be organic traffic as well. So here we go. So this gives you an overall glimpse of all the social sites. So this would be different social networks. So you will be, as you can see, a red article on YouTube. These are the social visits that came through, traffic from social sources. So this is your overall view of social traffic. So this gives you kind of a quick overview of how the Google Analytics for beginners work, and we will cover more into detail of how to create funnels, how to create goals, how to customize data and find out, and how to even set up Google Analytics. But this gives you a quick glimpse of how Google Analytics works, and so you can get a feel for it. And this information, this data is available to everyone. So if you don't have your Google Analytics set up and we just want to explore, literally just go on Google like the way I did in the beginning and search for Google Analytics demo account. This is the first thing that pops up. You click here and you scroll down and you will click on access demo account, and it will literally pop up this page for you, and then you can just go play around and explore and learn from there. So hi, this is Vishal calling from Fashion Marketing, and if you like our video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, leave them in the form of a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer. And in the future, we'll be adding more tutorials on deep diving into adding filters and behavior analysis and all this stuff. And please do subscribe to our channel so we can keep you informed when the new video is up. And thank you very much and have an awesome 2018.